specialists. Inaendelea. Nishapiga rekodi.
Right? Accept the record cuando
That's beautiful. So what do you do? Hebu simama hapa hivi. Yes.
Here we are in the automotive section where we deal with the engines and the drainage system. In the new model curriculum where we have done the modularization, we are focusing in module 1, which is basically cutting across the two areas, that is the engine technology and the braking system. As you can see on here behind me, we have an engine. We have already done the overhaul and the assembly, and then what we have done, just done, we have just run it on the dry land so that it can be absolutely assured that our engine is well and ready for the consumption. The module 1 takes 3 months, which focuses basically on those two areas where we have 90% practical and 10% theory, which is basically used in the process of the training. Yes.
So after...
Yes, thank you very much. For module 1, that is, we are calling it level 3, but for somebody who is doing a level 4, he or she will be coming here for 2 modules, that is module 1. After finishing module 1, he will come back again next time to do the module 2, which will consist now of the steering system and the transmission system. Yes.
So tell us briefly about the facilities for training. Do you have enough?
Yes, thank you very much. In respect to the facilities that in the automotive system, we can probably say that we are not badly off, or we can still need more because our numbers are a bit high. We are at the moment we stand at 962 trainees. So that we have 15 agents, which is at least capable of serving almost 700. So if we can get more than that, it would be better. But at least at the moment, we are managing with the same population we have. Then we have another workshop, which is basically dealing with the engine technology, and it is called workshop B. So from here, we are going to go to the workshop B, where we are going to see how the braking system is being done. It is motorized curricula.
So just highlight that. So what is happening at the
Yes, at the workshop B, we are having trainees and the trainers who are doing the braking system. Here, we are concentrating on the engine technology. And in the other workshop, we are dealing with the engine braking technology. We have module 1 on the different levels. We have level 6, we have level 5, and we have level 4, and also we have level 3. All of them are doing at the same module, that is level 1. Here we have level 6. We have level 6 who are doing the engine technology. On the other end, we have level 5 who are doing the braking technology. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Hearing level 1. They have learned about anatomy. After the course, and after the course, they want to play myself. And I would depend on the government. I want to play myself and and my leave.
Very good. Mwezi wa pili na wewe uji mwako tayari sana. So how long have you been here? Tell us, yes?
I'm a newbie. I joined May.
Maybe your message to other ladies who are out there and they want to come and join your Polytechnic.
Mine, I would just say this is the best course, and in NNP, this is the best place to go because you have everything. You have the best trainees.
Go ahead.
Ashley Munda, a student from NNP. I'm taking automotive electronics level 5, and today I've been studying how to clean the oil filter. This is an oil filter. It is found in the oil pump.
So why did you choose this course as a lady?
As a lady, I inspire to do hand jobs. Yeah, that's why I chose this course. It is, for now, it is highly marketable for the girl. Yeah.
Maybe, do you think the institution has enough facilities for training?
Yes, the institution has good equipment, good training.
It's going to learn, it's going to give us some of the information here. From here, right to the bridge.
Mwisho tupatie mwanafunzi mmoja kujua support. Mwanafunzi mmoja kujua support afanye hivi. Wait. This.
Start counting these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the roundabout. This is the parking gate. We have two types of parking. We have the fast parking and the slow parking. These are the armor parking and the fast normally small vehicles. Then we have the fast parking whereby you buy all types of vehicles. That is the big vehicles and the small ones. Now, in this model roundabout, you must know how to work. That's why you have to start coming this here from the beginning. So this is number 1. So how to do this is very simple because before the arrows, you can see how to arrange arrangement is very simple because before the arrows. Story number 4, whereby we have supposed to have so 1 for this arrow, that means turn X to the left. The other vehicle goes with on. That's the way number 1. Way number 2 goes with on. Don't wait in the other. The other arrow, then you turn right. These are units. So 1 unit is that's why this number 2. Then you come to number 4. Number 4 has got 4 directions. The first vehicle is here, then come out to the garden. This left side lane, you count opposite side. So we count 1, 2, so the first vehicle you count.
But this is not the way to start. This is our demonstration. You can do it manually. Sema kama hii imejaa. Hii ya kupoa imejaa. You can do it with the jam. Welcome to the daily plan. This is where we do courses like basic processing level 4, 5 and 6. We also do technology level 5 and 6. These are basically the full section. In applied science we have other sections like science laboratory, technology, as well as analytical chemistry. But for this particular point, the daily plan is basically for daily processing and technology. Like for example, today we are having food technology, main check, which are model classes. They are being done skill-based in yogurt making as well as meeting plant hygiene. Those are the practical we have to do this morning. And I would like the technicians, the production area to say a word about the processing of the milk. Madam Smith.
So we are doing demonstrations on how to receive the milk and processing of the yogurts and also packaging the check yogurts. So we started from the receiving area. We took the milk to the water, and then we did the processing, which is the yogurt making, mixing and packaging of the yogurt.
So you do it on daily basis or weekly?
Sorry?
How often do you do it? Weekly, monthly?
On a daily basis. We produce yogurt on a daily basis, approximately 300 liters per day. We also make
I'm a food science technician at Polytechnic. So basically, we have a lot of students here at the processing plant to learn different techniques, right from handling of volume, from the reception to the production of products, and also we also learn basic hygiene practices that are carried out in the dairy plants. And that is what technically we taught our students today. We have also taught them how to operate different instruments, different machines. And I think right now they are happy and they are quite conversant with the instruments we have. Yes. We are going to handle this.
Tusikie sauti yako.
Body of the basic trainers, those peers.
we are learning about how to receive milk and make yogurt. We have also learned how to maintain hygiene, that is cleaning in place and cleaning out of place.
So how do you intend to benefit from this training after this?
Get skills. This course, I want to have gained skills that will help me
Be your own boss.
yes, be my own boss and start my small business.
Sasa ni tamu ya uja wao. Sasa hii mkono. Tunajua.
Ufanye hiyo level inafanya
hata mmoja mwingine tu. Just around. Sasa wewe ndio you second in command. Just proceed the process. Haina pia shida.
Oh.
Just yeah. Ni muhimu. Kama tu are there.
Our offer is ready for the market, and we have the approval and license from the kids. The only thing that is remaining for us to take this water to the market is only the barcode. Anything else is already completed. So once we get the barcode, we are selling this water to supermarkets and even to entire large scale outside there.
Yeah.
So hii ni ya kirekodi, sio?
Sasa hii inaonyesha displays.
Nilikuwa nashangaa wasee tulikuwa naweka hapa.
Sasa explain ya nini? Unafanya? Explain. What is 40? 40. Tukipoteza moto. Yeah. Brother, mtega. Enda hiyo direct side.
Vipi tu mwalimu, tuambie tu what is happening, what's happening here?
Tunasema jina langu. Okay. Mr. Yombia. Here we are
tell us the department, what they are learning and what, okay? This is part of Modula approach. Can you go?
Okay. Mr. Yombia. Casserole trainer. We have casserole class, which is a modular class. Here we are doing bracing, which means bracing rod, and to join 2 pieces of metal.
How long is this duration? Training duration?
3 months. 3 months. Then the training will be complete. Now.
That's good. I am good. How about you? zangu zilipotea.
This is the machine shop. Here we have the products. After the items are manufactured by the student, we keep them here for maybe for future reference and also for the theory. So here the students are engaged in making various products. Like this one is here, which is made here. We have this kind of an approach, which is also used in here. We have so many parts of other machines. That's what we produce. So as you can see, we have a variety of this. All these comes from the students. Thank you.
Ini sejauh kamu apa nak kontrol? Bisa. Kenapa tu nak kontrol? Chukua troll tengeneza.
Gracias, bro.
that plumbing level 4 is. For this modular curriculum, within 3 months, we have a certificate for them, specifically for 3 units. Number 1, water supply. We have the second one as the sanitary appliances. And then the third one, we have drainage system. Today, we are conducting a practical assessment relating to access point in drainage. So for this, we were doing what we call a manhole. A manhole is usually installed in 3 instances or several instances. Number 1, when we have sudden shedding gradient of our pipes, we do not install a vertical beds, but instead we install what we call a manhole. Then when we have changing direction of our waste pipe or our waste pipes, we don't do bedding for waste pipe in drainage, we install a manhole. Then the other instance when we create a manhole is when we have changes in direction of flow. So we create what we call a manhole. Then you can see we have an inlet here, a pipe that we call inlet, and another one at a lower level, which we call the outlet. So we have our inlet here, then our outlet here. Then we do the finishing. You can notice that our finishing for the manhole, we do it inside, because this is where the people will come to inspect in case of blockages. So we come and inspect at this point. So we have our inlet and our outlet. Our manhole is not yet over. We are yet to do what we call benching and channeling, so that we can give our wastewater some direction.
Good. And the course you are taking, and how you intend to do after this training, yeah? Okay. Start again.
Good morning, my name is Lucy Wambui. I'm doing plumbing level 4. The judge is on me. I'm doing Modula 1. Now, in plumbing, we have several units, which is drainage, water supply, and sanitary. Now, for now, we are doing drainage, and we are looking at
Maybe you can talk about the activities. Say something about it.
Something?
I'm reading for so hard. We also have a course in one day. So we are not able to do things.
Tell us the name of the course you are taking. Alright? And then when did you come here? Then after here, what's your plan? Okay?
When I graduate, I want to go and help my community develop some water.
So, do you think it's a nice course?
Yeah.
Kimoja, wa mwisho. Nini unaangalia chini? Aya, una mwingine pande hii. Kimoja pande hii. Bado hey, eh? Mbona mnagopa nyinyi watu building? Aya, sawa. Wanaangalia upande chini huko. Ni sawa.
So you can introduce tuambie tuanze.
Good morning everyone. Welcome to the workshop. This is
PLP 524 as well. And here we are performing a small task on pipe work that is under control. So here we are doing just about threading, then we apply the fittings which we use for the purpose of supplying water. So welcome.
We start. So want them to continue under your watch. They can just do their work under your watch. Just supervise them.
Okay.
Randomly do that.
So we want to do threading. So we are using two types of pipes. We have pre-water and we have average. So the electro-organized, so we do threading. So I want this one of them. I need an assistant, please. Assistant. Well equipped so that at least. And we say, if you are using avalanche pipe, the type of the fitting you are using, make sure that you count the number of threads so that you don't make too many number of threads. So that by the time we are applying the fitting, we don't have an extra thread outside. So can you all understand? Thank you. Somebody else hold it. So make sure you are counting the number of apply the oils as you can increase the temperature. Count the number.
About 20 seconds.
Then now can you change the other part? Now you can also test the fitting if it is
pale nyuma yake zuia hiyo giza. So mwalimu, so is this May intake? Huh? Tell us a bit about that and the department.
So this is electrical and electronics department with level 5. That is a modularized class. They joined here in May, so we are in the 5th week. And since they joined, now we are capable of performing several tasks. That is, you have managed to do the domestic installation for one-way switching, two-way switching, intermediate switching and socket outlet. And the current project that they are carrying out, that is now for the intake position, how the electrical power is surely connected from the supply authority, that is the Kenya Power, now directly to the consumer's intake position. So they have demonstrated the skills that they are able to connect all of the sequence of the components that are supposed to be connected from the intake, the KPOC equipment, to the supply of the consumer. Right now you're using the water heater system. So it is activity that have learned the skills. You can see they have gotten the skills, and confidently you can see they are learning. They are getting what is expected.
So is there an ongoing admission in this department?
So they joined in May. So now is the continuing class for the module. So then from there they progress to the module.
Very good.
So with the current modularized system, you can see they are learning a lot. They are getting more skills because it's more practical. All the units, all the lessons, they usually have a lot of hours. They have 9 hours in a week where they are doing more practicals. No theory. The theory we learn is only the description, my explanation of the activity that they do. But the rest of the hours involved in skills, practical work only. So it is a system. It is helping them a lot to get the skills within the expected time and short time, and they are capable to get the critical core area. They get the skills.
Tuliambiwa